Welcome, fans. After a long road trip, the Suns are back in town, and so is your Suns Weekly Report.
This is Matt and Pat. After a week-long layoff, the Suns Update is back with the mid-season report. The Suns find themselves fourth in the standings at 7-15, but have shown signs that they can make a run in the second half of the season.
The Suns have displayed some hot hitting this week, hitting up close to 300 as a team. They've been led by players like Brian Adamants and Joey Delmonico, who's raised his batting average up to 357 over the past week. Another player who's been hitting very hot has been Jeff Moyer, having a 320 batting average. And a final player who's really turned their game around has been Chandler McLaren, hitting 357 this week and driving in 2 runs.
All those hitters have followed the lead of one of the most consistent hitters in the league, Steve Bellantoni. The Suns center fielder has a 13-game hitting streak. Let's send it down to Matt with Steve.
Thanks, Pat. I'm here again now with Steve Bellantoni. How are we doing tonight, Steve?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad. So you've had a 13-game hitting streak, the longest hitting streak in the Florida League this season. What can you attribute your hitting success to?
Pretty much just keep the ball on the ground, you know. I can run a little bit, so just try to get balls to squeak through and beat out little infield hits.
And you also find yourself, you got 2 steals tonight, you find yourself atop the Florida League in steals as well. Now, what do you use your speed for outside of just getting those base hits and stealing those bases?
Mainly, you know, just like being an outfielder, just making sure I get good jumps on balls. That first step in the outfield is pretty crucial. And just having a nice route, keeping everything nice and smooth run-wise.
All right, and you went up against future teammate of yours at USC, Josh Cockroft. What was that like?
I was talking to him before the game, actually, and he's probably one of my potential roommates for next year, too. So he's got good stuff. He's a good pitcher. So it'll be fun next year.
Where do you see the Suns going for the rest of the season from here on out?
We've made improvements lately. There's a few areas, you know, we need to put everything together in one game. You know, we'll either have hitting go in one game, or we'll have our hitting, but we won't have timely hitting. Like the other night when we had 17 hits. How many hits was that? 15 hits and 3 runs. I mean, pitching, just need to work everything together, kind of smooth it out, but not too worried about it. Should be. I like our chances of having a nice push at the end.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Pat.
A mid-season report wouldn't be complete without handing out some awards.
Although it was a tough call, Joey Munoz gets the nod as a mid-season Cy Young. Munoz has dazzled Suns fans all season and sits atop the team with 20 strikeouts. And our Silver Slugger is Brian Adamants, who's currently hitting .368.
Congratulations, Joey and Brian. Let's send it down to Matt with the first half MVP, Brian Adamants.
Good.
Thanks, Pat. I'm here with Brian Adamants. How are we doing tonight, Brian? Now, Brian, you've made a pretty easy transition to the wood bats. What can you attribute that to?
Just keeping the same swing as if I'm using an aluminum bat.
All right, and you're currently sitting second in league in hitting. Where do you see yourself going the rest of the season?
Just trying to keep the same approach, keep the same mentality, and just keep getting hits.
All right, and where do you see the Suns going for the rest of the season?
Right now we're playing pretty good baseball, and just keep it up, we'll sit pretty good in the league.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Brian. That's Brian Adamants, this week's Player Spotlight. Fans, the Suns have a couple great promotional nights coming up, as July 8th will be Military Tribute Night and July 17th will be Breast Cancer Awareness Night. Both games will be highlighted by silent auctions, with half the proceeds going to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund and Susan G. Komen for the Cure.
Remember to check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Search DeLand Suns Update. Until next week,
Go Suns!